Time is the only luxury. My name is Jack Rooster. I'm a DJ producer. I focus specifically on house music coming through from Africa, so it's African house music. And I really enjoy sharing music with people. Music for me was something that I've enjoyed since I was a kid. I've always enjoyed listening to music. In fact, today I was thinking how my most profound memories are musical. Like I remember songs from even when I was a little child, listening to a song on radio or something that sung to me, or the songs that we used to sing as kids. So music has always been an integral part of my life. And when I got exposed to radio, in terms of just listening to radio, I used to make my own mixtapes as a kid using my mom's tape cassette recorder. So you record one and the other from the radio and then make your own mixtapes. So, music and radio in particular has always been a passion for me. Did I know whether I was going to do it? Not really. I think I kind of just, life kind of guided me to it. So I just kept asking the question, what am I supposed to be doing on this planet? African house music was the kind of music I wanted to do. I did a few mixes and presented those mixes to the folks at HBR, specifically a lady called Monique. So she was running a show called Afro Central back then. And she thought that maybe I could come in and do a live mix as well. So that's how I got started with HBR. So I just started doing live mixes, and then we came up with this new show called Cafe Mocha, which we've been doing for the past 6 years. There are a couple of people I look up to in the music sphere, guys like DJ Black Coffee, who is the biggest African DJ right now. From way back, I always, and in 2014 I got to meet him and interview him. So just people who are doing big things right now in the music industry. I really look up to people like PDD in his approach on how he manages sound, how he manages artists, and his vision in terms of just creativity. In terms of things like success, I look up to people like Napoleon Hill. I'm a huge fan of Napoleon Hill. So yeah, the house and electronic dance music scene in Kenya has grown significantly since I first got exposed to it in 2004. Back then it was just 6 a.m. entertainment who were doing their parties, and then now slowly as we've moved forward, so many other people have started coming in to organize parties and to bring in acts. So right now Kenya is probably one of the largest hosts of international dance music acts in Africa. So this week alone we've had 2 great acts. Yesterday there was Kid Funk from South Africa, and before that we had Seth Swartz from Europe. It's called Earth Dance. It's the largest charity dance music event in Kenya, and we have a huge roster of DJs also be performing there. So it's happening at Gong Racecourse on the 30th. That's the Earth Dance Music Festival. I think motorcycling for me started with bicycles. So I've always been like that kid who would ride to Limuru, or I'd ride to school every day when I was in high school. So I've always been very accustomed to riding on the road on two wheels. And for me, I think biking is not only very therapeutic and a very spiritual activity, but it also saves a lot of time. When I calculated how much time I spend in traffic, just going to work or going to school or whatever, and I knew that there was a possibility, from the experiences I had riding a bicycle, that there's a possibility that you can actually do this without having to sweat. Get to the office and you're all sweaty and stuff, right? So biking was the next logical thing. So my first bike was a Honda NXR 125cc. It's an agricultural bike. I bought it from just in town, some guys, and I enjoyed that bike for around 6 months before I got bored, and I wanted to get something bigger. So I got a Suzuki DR 650cc, and that's the bike I've been riding ever since. We've been together for around maybe 8 years now. There's a group that we moderate. It's called African Motorcycle Diaries. It's now at around 17,000 people who are interested in biking, who ask questions. Where can I get a helmet? What's the best bike to start with? What are the best places to ride? Because, Kenya is so blessed. Africa is blessed with such great places to ride. And riding is such an enjoyable and, like I said, therapeutic activity. You just ride out, go out of town, camp, enjoy time in nature, go off-road. I try to have mentors for everything that I'm interested in. And I think mentors just help accelerate the process of growth. It's easier, instead of having to reinvent the wheel and make the same mistakes that other people have made before you. It's always good to get advice, get a different perspective from somebody else who's got more experience and maybe a bit older than you, or more expertise in whatever it is that you're doing. So I have mentors. I really do rely on my mentors for everything that I do. I always say that the first step is to, when you're starting a journey, the first step is to identify the route or the destination. So where are we going? And then from there now you can figure out what path to follow. So I always say find out where you're going first. Like, look within yourself. It's always embedded in us, the thing that we're supposed to be doing on this planet. Once you identify what it is, then figure out, what do I need? Do I need education? Do I need an apprenticeship? Do I need to maybe go out there and sell my product? I mean, what is it that you're supposed to do first of all, and then figure out how to achieve it? So I think for me that would be, I think, a nugget of wisdom that I received from my mentors, that you first need to introspect within yourself, figure out what it is, and then get busy trying to achieve it.